Have you ever wondered about the role of concubines in biblical times? It's a question that might seem strange, even taboo to pose in our modern world. Yet it's a topic that's intricately woven into the fabric of biblical history. In this video, we're shedding light on this often overlooked and misunderstood aspect of biblical society. To truly appreciate and understand the context, it's vital to journey back in time, to the era when concubines played a significant role. We will explore their societal standing, their purpose, and their representation in the Bible. But we won't stop at just understanding the past. This exploration is aimed at sparking a discussion around the acceptance of concubines by modern Christians. Could it be that there's a place for this ancient practice in today's world? It's a provocative question, certainly, but one worth considering. Let's dive into history and understand the concept of concubines in the Bible. In ancient times, concubines played significant roles in society and were often mentioned in the Bible. This might come as a surprise to many, but it's a fact that's deeply rooted in the annals of history. Now, when we talk about concubines, it's important to understand what that term meant in a biblical context. You see, concubines were seen as secondary wives, but they were not just random women. They held a certain status in society, albeit lower than that of the primary wife. Their primary role was to bear children, particularly in situations where the primary wife was unable to do so. This was a significant duty, especially considering that lineage and offspring were of paramount importance in those times. A concubine's children were legitimate heirs, although they typically did not enjoy the same rights as children of the primary wife. To bring this concept to life, let's dive into some biblical narratives. Take Abraham, for example, a revered patriarch in the Bible. When Sarah, his wife, was unable to bear children, she offered her maid Hagar to Abraham as a concubine. The result? Ishmael was born. Similarly, Jacob, another significant figure in the Bible, also had concubines. When Rachel, Jacob's beloved wife, saw she bore Jacob no children, she gave him her maid Bilhah as a concubine. Bilhah bore Jacob 2 sons, Dan and Naphtali. So you see, concubines were not an anomaly or a disgrace. They were an integral part of the societal fabric at the time, fulfilling roles that were crucial in the perpetuation of lineage. Indeed, it's clear that concubines were more than just shadowy figures lurking in the margins of history. They were active contributors to the unfolding of biblical narratives, playing roles that were, at times, pivotal to the progression of these stories. Indeed, concubines had a place of importance in biblical times. They were woven into the tapestry of biblical history, shaping and being shaped by the societal norms of that era. The Bible, in several instances, acknowledges the existence of concubines. This might seem surprising to many, but it's a fact that's rooted deep in the annals of biblical history. Let's take a journey through the good book and uncover these instances. We see the concept of concubines making an appearance in the lives of some of the most revered figures in the Bible. Abraham, the father of faith, had a concubine named Hagar. Jacob, one of the patriarchs of Israel, had concubines who bore him children. King David and his son Solomon, renowned for their wisdom and leadership, also had concubines. It's important to note that the Bible doesn't explicitly condemn the practice of having concubines. Instead, it seems to provide regulations and guidelines around it. In the book of Exodus, it instructs that if a man takes another wife, he must not deprive the first one of her food, clothing, and marital rights. This seems to suggest a level of protection and recognition for these women. Moreover, the children of concubines were often acknowledged and given rights of inheritance. For example, Abraham's son Ishmael, born to his concubine Hagar, became the father of 12 princes. The Bible also narrates the story of Gideon, a judge of Israel who had many wives and concubines. His son by a concubine, Abimelech, is recognized and plays a significant role in biblical history. In the New Testament, while the practice is not explicitly mentioned, there's no direct condemnation either. The focus shifts more towards the principles of love, respect, and mutual consent in relationships. In essence, the Bible, in its historical context, doesn't vilify the concept of concubines. Instead, it acknowledges their existence and provides regulations to ensure their rights and protection. It's clear that the Bible, in its historical context, accepted the concept of concubines. How does this ancient practice relate to modern Christianity? It's a question that demands a thoughtful exploration, especially as we navigate the complex intersection of faith, history, and societal norms. In the context of modern Christianity, it's essential to understand that our world has significantly evolved since biblical times. Societies have undergone radical transformations, and with these changes, our ethical frameworks and moral compasses have also been refined. When we talk about the concept of concubines in the Bible, we're delving into a cultural practice that was common in a bygone era. It's a practice that, when viewed through the lens of contemporary society, might seem contradictory to our current values of love, respect, and equality. But here's the thing. Christianity, like any belief system, isn't a static entity. It's a living, breathing faith that continues to evolve and adapt to the world around it. The teachings of the Bible aren't just historical texts to be read verbatim. They're spiritual guideposts that help us navigate our journey of faith, encouraging us to question, to reflect, and to grow. Accepting concubines in the context of modern Christianity isn't about reverting to old practices. Rather, it's about understanding the cultural context of the Bible and appreciating the lessons it offers. It's about recognizing that at its core, Christianity is about love and respect for all, regardless of their status or role in society. This understanding doesn't undermine or contradict modern Christian values. Instead, it enriches them. It reminds us that the Bible's teachings are multifaceted, reflecting the complexities of human nature and society. It underscores the importance of empathy, understanding, and respect for all, even when our societal norms have evolved. As we continue to engage with our faith, it's crucial to remember that our understanding of the Bible should be as dynamic and evolving as our world. While cultural practices have evolved, understanding the historical context helps us appreciate the Bible's teachings. So, should modern Christians accept the concept of concubines? A thought-provoking question indeed. But let's not rush into conclusions just yet. Let's first take a step back and reflect on what we've explored so far. We started our journey by diving into the historical context of concubines in the Bible. We learned that concubines were quite common in the ancient world. They weren't seen as illicit partners, but rather as secondary wives, often playing crucial roles in maintaining social order and continuity of lineage. We then moved on to the biblical acceptance of concubines. The Bible does mention concubines, and it's important to note that these references are descriptive, not prescriptive. They tell us what happened, not what should happen. The Bible provides a realistic portrait of its characters, warts and all, without endorsing all of their actions. In our discussion of the modern implications, we underscored the importance of understanding these historical and biblical contexts. Acceptance of the concept of concubines doesn't mean we're advocating for their return in modern society. Far from it. Instead, we're encouraging a more nuanced understanding of the Bible and its teachings. Now, why is this understanding so important? Because it helps us appreciate the Bible as a complex, multifaceted book that reflects the realities of its time. It challenges us to grapple with difficult issues, to question our preconceptions, and to engage in thoughtful, informed discussions. In the end, our goal isn't to rewrite the Bible to fit our modern sensibilities, but to understand it on its own terms. And understanding the role of concubines in the Bible is a part of that process. It's not about condoning or condemning, but about comprehending. Understanding the past helps us better navigate the present, and it's through this lens that we can examine the role of concubines in the Bible. Remember, the Bible is a mirror that reflects the human condition in all its complexity, and understanding this complexity is a key step towards wisdom. We've traversed through history and biblical teachings today. Our journey has taken us from ancient times to the present, exploring a topic that may have sparked curiosity, surprise, or even controversy. It's important to remember that the purpose of this exploration isn't to dictate what one should believe, but to encourage open-mindedness and a deeper understanding of the context in which our beliefs are rooted. As we continue to engage with our faith and its teachings, let's not shy away from questions, from discussions, from exploring the less traversed paths of our belief system. It's through this exploration that we grow, that we understand, that we connect with the essence of what we believe in. If you found this video insightful, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking discussions. Until next time, keep exploring and keep questioning.